How is everyone doing? Is that the best that you can do? We talked about our mantras, what we like to, our agendas, what we tell people we've got to live by. For me, it's absolutely number one, playing full out. I expect it of myself in every place I go, every second of every day, and what you put out there you get. So what would I expect from all of you? Is that playing full out? What does playing full out look like to you? Say yes. It's better. Now, the other things are that I don't accept excuses from myself or from my community, nor do I accept the blame game. We're going to talk about some of that and where it might show up in your life. It's what I teach and train on, that I have been in this capacity for over 11 years now, in helping people get clear with what their excuses might be and how they're showing up, and what their blame game has been that has kept them stuck and stopped. Am I on the right track? Am I talking to the right audience? Yes? All right. In addition to that, we talked about 3 words that is our mantra and how we show up. And well, my t-shirt tends to say it all. This says what? Do it different. Do it different, and be a maverick. So that's 2 sets of 3 words. How's that?
I want that t-shirt.
So repeat after me. Do it what? Is it still you guys playing full out? Do it what? In addition to that, we want to be a maverick, and a maverick does it different. So repeat after me. I am maverick.
I am maverick.
Who here wants to be a maverick and get something for free? Say yes. Awesome. We will definitely make sure that you're looking alive here. So let's get real with what we're doing. I already talked about this, daring to do it different. I realized I was a maverick years and years ago, just never identified it. Never identified what that meant. Ever since I graduated from college, or even before that, I've been doing things different than most people and creating different results. Isn't that the key? All of you here, how many of you want to create different results than you've been creating? Raise your hand up high. That's what I'm talking about, and I am a maverick. Now, who wants to not just create different results, create more sales? Say yes.
Yes.
How about create more raving fans? Say yes. How about more profits in your events? Say yes. How many of you actually have events? Raise your hand up high. So about half the audience. From those of you that do not have regular events at this point, how many of you would like to create an event? Whether it's a boot camp, whether it's a 1-day, 3-day, maybe a 90-minute presentation. Who here wants to do that? Raise your hand up high. Awesome. Because I'm one of the experts in the industry, one of the experts across the nation on how to make that happen. Now, what are you doing about it? You want to create raving fans. You want to create this great event. You want to make more profits in your event. Well, what are you doing about it? Now, when I ask people, most of the time they tell me, well, they're focused on putting more butts in seats. Who here is focused on putting more butts in seats? Raise your hand up high. And it's the name of the game. How do I get more people in my events? How do I make that into, man, I saw this guy, he had 300 people. How do I do that? Now, who believes that putting more people into the event is going to mean more profits on the other side? Who here thinks there may be more to it? It depends. Who here believes that there may be more to it? Who here believes that you can make more profit without putting more people in the seats?
Bing, bing, bing.
Yes, indeed. We're going to talk about that. What about this? Got to create a winning presentation, because it's all about absolutely getting structured with the right words, the right place, the right sentence structure, saying it in just the right way. And who here realizes there is absolutely nothing I'm going to say in the next hour that, oh, do I have an hour? Oh, man. Next 45 minutes, that, are you sure? Always, are you positive I couldn't have just a little bit more time? Oh, all right. Oh, who's in charge? Who here would like me to have just a little bit more time than 45 minutes? Raise your hand up high. Well, I've got a quarter of the room. We're working on it. That was the quarter that already loved me, so it's all right. Create a winning presentation can only take you so far. If you're talking to the wrong people, you have nothing on the backside, you don't understand what the process is and what you're really looking to accomplish, the winning presentation is not going to give you the dollars in your pocket. Now, who here wants the dollars? I'm an extremely bottom line type of guy. I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm actually going to show you and pull back the curtain and show you the actual dollars that I've made in my most recent events. Who's interested in seeing that? Awesome. So, the question is it working what you're doing already? If not, why not? And let's talk about some of that. First of all, how many people have ever seen me speak? Anybody here? A couple of you. And a couple of you for a while. Pat, we haven't seen each other in how long? 5 years ago, you saw me speak where? In London. Oh my gosh. Wow. I have been speaking everywhere. And Becky, when did we actually meet? How long ago?
3 years.
Has it been only 3 years? I thought it was a little bit longer.
Well, we spoke twice.
I've already spoken twice for you. Excellent. Awesome. Was I halfway decent? I was all right. Here's the rest of the story. I've been an entrepreneur for 31 years. What that means is I've been earning my value every step of the way for 31 years, ever since I graduated from college. Yes, I'm that old. And I started off with a psychology degree, went on and studied neuro-linguistic programming, easy for you to say, as well as hypnotherapy. And so certified and practiced in the psychology of how people operate. What makes them move, what makes them actually tick, how they think internally. And that's what this whole process has been about for me, is really learning that. I graduated from college, went into the medical field for 10 years, went into the dental field for 8, selling everything there is and consulting in every way possible in those industries, and all on straight commission, earning my keep. And in between all that, I also had different distribution companies with those products as well that I owned. Went on and became a direct marketing leader. I've been in direct marketing one way or the other for about 27 years. Started off with New Skin. Anyone ever hear that company? And went on then and started paying attention to the real estate market. Went into the real estate market as a real estate investor, then went on and got my real estate license, went on and became a mortgage broker and a mortgage banker. I've done all sides of real estate, short sale, wholesale, lease options, subject to rehabs that weren't supposed to be rehabs. Anyone here a real estate investor? Raise your hand up high. Got a few of you. Awesome. Anything that you need in that capacity, absolutely lean on me. And done over 20 million, and this is 20 million of my own properties, and the 50 million that we were quoting before is what I helped other people do as well. And international speaker and trainer, and this is where you guys come in. Became an international speaker and trainer about 11 years ago, have spoken, maybe 10 years ago now, have spoken in 8 countries, 3 different continents, so all around the United States, Canada, UK, South Africa, and the list continues. Ireland, most recently, or in North Ireland, which is also UK. Certified life coach, master coach, business consultant, best-selling author. How many people want to be a best-selling author? Raise your hand up high. How many people already are? Got a hand, just a handful of you. Awesome. And done over $30 million in informational products, and that's what we do. As speakers, we move coaching, training, and information from one place to another. That's what you need to get good at. So what does that look like? And I've trained tens of thousands of people across the nation. I've done best-selling author. This is one of my first books. I've done several. Here's some of the rest of them, both as a co-author as well as creating books for people, creating information marketing. This is all the books. And I have now my Maverick Selling System, which is the latest rendition of my home study. How many of you have a home study package? A few of you. And I would say for each and every one of you, your first note, if you haven't taken anything yet, You need to create a home study package, an informational package that you're going to be marketing and selling to your clientele. It is how they can have you without having you. Who here gets this? Really important. And we can put that together with you, together. Also have a radio show. Started off doing events. Way back when, Maverick Selling Business Builder Bootcamp is my 3-day live event, and that's the one that I'm going to be sharing some of my numbers with. At this stage, I do that 5 times a year. 5 times a year in betwixt of all my other speaking gigs. This is my own event. I'm the only speaker on stage, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. And I do it as a 3-day boot camp where people stay all day Friday, all day Saturday, and most of Sunday in sharing their information with me and me with them so that we connect fully. Also, now I'm writing 2 different books, How to Be a Sales Maverick and Double Your Income. Anybody here want to double their income? Raise their hand up high. How about if I double your income in the next 12 months? Would that be okay? That is my goal. Everyone that comes into the Maverick Selling Business Builder Bootcamp, my goal is to double your income. Who's really going to be happy with 10%, maybe 20% increase over the next 12 months? Would that be okay? Anybody? Good. You're not my audience. You want 10, 20%, go to a standard business consultant. A business consultant will lower your expenses and they'll create that 10% increase you need for next year. Isn't me. You want massive difference, that's where I come in, because it's the Maverick way. And I'm writing the Be a Success Maverick. This is a multi-author book that I'm putting together right now. Anybody interested in being a part of a multi-author book with me? How about that? That would be real interesting. Absolutely, for all those that raise your hand, come talk to me about that, because there's an opportunity, and there's a sales flyer on my table right over there, the booth, and you can pick it up this weekend, and it looks something like, what was that training? This. Do we see it? This is the flyer you want to pick up. This is what you want to take a hold of. And there's an email at the bottom that you email me with what you're interested in, and we can help you out. Is that good?
Yes, that's great.
I'm a good student too. Moldable talents. Anybody here interested in being moldable talent to create a megaton of income? Yes, always be learning. Now, this was the rest of the story, and as I was producing all these things, I began to produce higher and higher level programs for my students, and I created masterminds. Well, these masterminds I take all over the world. And so I may be in a room like this, or my next Maverick Selling Business Builder Bootcamp, which is in where? It's right here in Vegas, so absolutely pay attention. That's coming up in September. The Maverick Selling Business Builder Bootcamp. And so people will come here, and then they get to go to a high-end villa. This one is in Puerto Vallarta. We've been here. We've also been this is in Cancun. We've also been, this one is in Dominican Republic. I have challenge. It's really tough. I've been to too many high-end villas. I can't tell them apart. This one is real exciting because I haven't been to this one yet. And again, this is where my students come and I get to hang out with them for a week and we live together. Who thinks that's a really good idea?
I think that's wonderful.
We live together so we really get to know one another and I can really spend some quality time helping them out. The idea that we can change your life in, well, how many minutes do I have? 45 minutes. Is a joke. It's not happening. I might be able to give you an inspiration, maybe one idea or two, but let's hang out. Let's actually live together for a week and watch what happens to your life. So I bring people to these villas, and this one is in Sicily. We're leaving on the 16th to go to this one. Who here thinks that that's a pretty good adventure? Now, why am I bringing my mastermind from all over the United States and Canada and maybe Ireland, and why am I bringing them to Sicily? Anybody know? Experience. Get them out of their comfort zone. It's because it's where I wanted to go. You want to develop a lifestyle, create your business to give you the lifestyle that you want. I wanted to go to Sicily. I created a mastermind that I'm bringing them to Sicily. They all agreed. Great idea, Paul. And so we're going to Sicily. Here's the rest of the story. My lovely bride, Deborah, she has been with me and by my side. We started dating 31 years ago. This is the 6 children, 3 sets of twins, went from a family of 4. My oldest 2 are 21. So we went from a family of 4 to a family of 8 in 14 months. The next 2 sets are 15 and 16, respectively, at this age, this time. And this is kind of how I looked. I went from a family of 4 to a family of 8. I was insane. I was average income and actually above average. I was making somewhere around $80,000 to $120,000 a year. I thought I had made it. Yeah. Who agrees that's pretty good? I thought, yeah, baby, I'm the king. I got this down. And then I had 4 more kids. I gotta tell you, look it up. I looked up financial aid, and I live in Fairfield County, Connecticut, which is next to California, one of the richest counties in the country, which just means it's expensive to be there. Fairfield County, Connecticut, to receive financial aid, which means food stamps from the government, which means they're telling me I'm too poor to feed myself. All right? To get financial aid in Fairfield County, Connecticut, all I needed to do was earn $73,000 or less, and I'd get food stamps with a family of 8. I didn't realize how close to poverty I was. I just knew I was putting more and more on my credit cards than I was bringing in. And I knew over 36 months and on, I was done. I'd be declaring bankrupts or hiding from somebody, I don't know what. I definitely would have been a major financial challenge. I had to figure out another way. And I started looking at real estate, started looking at wealth building strategies, started looking at multi-level marketing, absolutely one of the key ways to create wealth in this country. Started looking at all these things. What are the avenues to build up? Because it's not happening with a normal job. It's not happening with a normal career. You got to step out of the box. And that's what I looked at. And over the last, 15 years absolute, the last 10 years with major motion, I went from that crazy guy to the maverick millionaire. How did that happen? I did a lot of things right. I did a ton of things wrong, testing every step of the way to figure out what was going to work. I became a speaker in 2007, and this is really where the major story started happening. I met a gentleman that I took some training with. I stepped up. I actually took action and created a magnitude. And when I began, though, I knew nothing of the industry. Whatever you guys think you know now, I knew less. I was one of when I look back and realize how little I understood about I was this great salesperson, door to door, going to the medical field, high-end professional sales, consultative selling. I was it, baby. And I knew nothing of this industry, had no concept of how the world worked, did not understand joint ventures, did not understand strategic partners, did not understand affiliate marketing. I didn't know any of that stuff, had no idea about splits, had no idea about speaking, selling from a stage, having people moved or being triggered by what you say on stage. None of that, let alone financial structures of what you're selling. I never sold anything from the stage. This is only 10 years ago. And I was scared to death. I know that's hard to believe, only I was scared to death. Anybody here afraid of public speaking? Anybody? Well, good, because you chose this as a profession. However, I was deathly afraid. I remember the first time I got up on stage, and you were talking about it, I was like this. Thank God the guy that put me on stage didn't expect me to say my name, because I couldn't have. My stomach was going in knots. My throat was closing up. I thought I was going to throw up on stage, sweating like crazy. I couldn't wait to pull off my jacket when I got off the stage. I just like armpits were wet as can be. And I was shaking. This is how I began. Over the next year, I got desensitized little by little by little with great what? Coaching. Great what?
Coaching.
Great coaching, great mentoring, people by my side that moved me to where I needed to go. Did they move me to where they wanted me to go? Or did they move me to where I had said I wanted to go? Who here wants to be an international speaker making millions of dollars? Raise your hand up high. I lost a few of you with that. I get it. It's fine. Just know where you want to be. That's what I wanted to. 10 years later, this is the facts. I've been paid for my abilities for producing results in live boot camps. When I say I've been paid, I've been hired as a consultant to take care of the sales, the agenda, the programs, the packaging, the sales force, the sales team, the after action sales and follow-up, and everything in between that happens with a live boot camp with some of the top speakers in the nation. Most of them in the real estate game, which is where I entered into the speaker world. And so most of the top gurus that you know in real estate investing, they know my name, they know my company, and most of them have hired my company to help them produce more in their events. And I produce consistent results in my own boot camps. Who thinks this is something you might want to pay attention to? Yes. Here's the rest of the story. My vision was to speak to thousands of people all over the world, and I've been doing that definitely over the last 5 years with a magnitude. Here's some of the people that I got educated by over the years. I got educated with them. I saw them up on stage. And when I saw them up on stage, I realized that they had something I wanted. They were doing something that I just thought was magical. Who's ever had that experience? Mm-hmm. Where I saw them up on stage and I realized if only I could just spend a little bit of time with them, if only I could rub shoulders with them and get to know who they were, I would be able to do what they were doing. You see, the expression, think what I think, do what I do, you'll get what I got. I wanted what they had. And so I looked at this list and I got educated by them, and then I started speaking and I shared the stage with all these people as well. Not only that, I shared the stage with these people, and over the last 10 years, what's happened is many of these people, if not all of them, have hired me as a consultant, as a coach, as their confidant, and I've got their cell numbers on my phone, and I am the person that they turn to for advice on what's going on in their world with their programs. Here's some of the proof of the pudding, and anybody know any of the, especially the real estate gurus? I think most of these photos are from there. Anybody know some of them? Who do you know? Raymond Aaron, worked with him for several years. Anybody else? Malin Sheck, absolutely. Anybody else? Ron LeGrand, I ran his rooms for 2 years. Here's somebody else. Anybody know who this guy is? Sir Richard Branson from over across the pond. And this Virgin Records, if you don't know, Virgin Records, he's the creator, founder, the owner. Virgin Records, Virgin Airlines, Virgin Galactica, you name it, all those brands that you've heard of, Virgin, he is the founder, owner of them. And this is his second home, Necker Island. I've had the great privilege of being there twice now with my wife. And the two of us got to hang out. Here's the main house and some of the bungalows. There's about 7 bungalows on the island. And this is one of the ones that we stayed in one of the times we were there. Hanging out with billionaires. People talk about lifestyle, and I got to tell you, money doesn't mean anything. However, yeah, who here thinks money means something? Yeah, all right, we're in the right crowd. And money is not about putting it in the bank. Money is about what you can then do with it. Yes. And Richard Branson's a great model of that. He donates billions of dollars every single year to charities all around the world and helping all of us. And hanging out with somebody like him, realize here we are. Here's a guy that he owns 400 different companies. And yet he's hanging out with us, having dinner, drinks. Here he is. And it's hard to tell in this picture, only this is my wife here. We got a bunch of millionaires there, and Richard Branson is a billionaire, and they're doing the conga line. Now, my wife's surrounded by a bunch of millionaires and a billionaire, and I wasn't sure I was getting her back. Richard Branson really liked her. But other than that, it was a great time. We had a phenomenal experience, and it was amazing. I mean, here it is. This guy has 400 companies. Does he look stressed?
No.
Like overwrought?
No.
Overwhelmed?
No.
Why? Because he's living his passion, living the dreams, and he figured out how to run business so that he can create billions. Well, we scratch our head trying to figure out how to do 5 and 6 figure incomes. He's creating billions and having the time of his life doing it. We would love that to be their lifestyle. Creating that as a vision. I've been able to travel. Travel has been my key component. The reason why I did everything is for my children and my wife. It's who here gets. I play hard. I work hard. I swear I do. I work hard and I
Play hard.
And so how did I go from this guy to this guy? One, I changed my focus. And I got clear with the details. And I want to share with you just a little bit. We don't have that much time. I want to share with you some of the details of some of the things that I focused in on. I took a huge leap of faith. How many of you have taken a leap of faith in your life? Raise your hand up high. Guess what? You're going to have to do it again. It's just a fact. I've talked to major success stories of millionaires and billionaires all around the world, and every time we have a conversation about this, it's one leap of faith, followed by another leap of faith, followed by another leap of faith. You got to keep moving. It never stops, and you've got to keep grabbing hold, taking that leap of faith and moving, because that's where your freedom lies. That's where everything you want is. Key components of your events. Here is some of the things that I want you to focus in on, and there's more questions than answers in here, only to give you an idea of some of the major components that people may or may not be thinking of, and maybe you haven't even thought of. What is the purpose of the event? How long should the event be? Should it be, 3 hours, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days? I will tell you, it depends on what you're selling and how much you want to make, what the price tag of your package is, where it fits in your funnel, what will lead them to the event, what are you offering at the event. Over the last 10 years, I've become an expert on running events, 1 day, 2 day, and 3 day. These are some of the questions I want you to key into. Are you offering more than one thing during the event, or is it only one product that you have available? What is the relationship between the products you're offering? So if you do offer more than one product, what's the connection between them? Having that connection, that congruency. Write this down. A confused mind says no. Confusion with your product line will cause people to stop buying any of your product line. Should you offer your highest or lowest product from stage? Or do you offer all of them no matter what you have in your arsenal? If you're offering both, which should you offer first? Who will close the sale? How many of you are closing your own sales in the back of the room rather than having a team of people do it who are experts in doing just that while you do what you do? You wear too many hats in your own event, you're going to be struggling and you're not going to make the most out of it. Is the close a table rush from the stage, or is it a consultative close? These are all the questions that have come up in my interviews with top level. When I talk top level, I mean the millionaires and billionaires in the world that are information marketers. These are the questions that they struggle with. So don't feel like you need to have all these answers, but that's what my expertise has been developed in. Can you do both? How about these? What is the follow-up after the event? Doesn't matter. When is the best time to present the packages, the programs? What will you do before, during, and after the close to solidify the sale? Wait a second, sales? Who here doesn't want to sell at their events? Be honest. You've got to learn how to sell at your events and be clear that that is a desire for your event. Who here believes in their product? Raise your hand up high. It is your duty to do whatever it takes to get your product in the hands of the people you know it will help. That means sales. Do you share testimonials? What do they look like? What is the format of your testimonials? How are they laid out? Do you have a guarantee? Do you need to create urgency? If so, how? Do you provide food at your event? If so, when? Will you have vendors? If so, why and who? Oh, geez. So each one of these is actual keys to moving you forward in the magnitude of your events. Each one of these questions, you're not sure. This is what you want to find out. Now, why is all this important? This is how you plan your event. Not only that, imagine having an event and not making the money that you anticipated. Who here has ever had an event and didn't make the money that they anticipated? Raise your hand up high. Anyone who wants to take a picture of this, now's your time. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Katrina. So here's a couple things that I want to share with you. And how much time do I have? Another hour? Oh, good. All right. These are messages. I'm just going to whip through them. These are the things that you absolutely, as a speaker, you want to sell a good high-end package. You want to be delivering these messages in your speech. Are you ready? What you put out there, you get back tenfold. The exchange of money, real important to get that message across and deliver that to your people. 2, continuous learning and growing never stops. Why would you mention that? Because if they stop learning and growing, they're not buying any coaching or information from you ever again. The most important is the most important step is the next step and the next event. So I believe this is written wrong. So the most important thing is the next step, the next event. Everything is about what's going on next. When you have people in your room, understand, this is a journey. This isn't an event. This is our life. Everything we have is because we keep taking another step and moving forward. Does that make sense? Yes. Well, your next step is to come to the Maverick Selling Business Builder Bootcamp. Who here agrees that that would make sense? Stay in process or get stuck. That's your choice. You want to learn the difference between making millions at your event or not, come to the Maverick Selling Business Builder Bootcamp. Your biggest fear is what?
Failure.
Failure. What else? How about this? Not putting to use what you are now learning. Every single day you are fearful of not putting to use what you are now learning. Why is that such a powerful message? The only way to learn, to make sure that you're going to put into use what I am here to teach you is by what? Coming and hanging out with me more. It's the only way. Does that make sense? All these messages are key to keep moving your audience and your group forward, and time is short. When do you want them to take action? Absolutely. Now is the time. The only time. Later is too late. For all of us. Are all these messages absolutely true?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Would you rather have me truthful or kind of soften this up a little to be nice?
Just be truthful.
So you want the truth Paul or the nice Paul? Awesome. So here's the truth. It has to happen now. What? Yes, it is. It's the one that moves you to where you want to be. This only works when you use it. Must do whatever it takes to make sure you use it. That's my job. Does this make sense? These are the mantras. These are the things that as a quality speaker, you must keep in mind whenever you're presenting. because all these messages move your audience. The lack of these messages keep them stuck and stopped and doesn't get either you or them to the goals that you're looking for. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So coaching is necessary. Does this really work? And here's key. I'm going to share with you some of my results. Who here would like to see that?
Yep.
I'm not just the owner, I'm a client. Here are the results. Now I'm going to share with you these stats. And these are really powerful because these are the actual numbers from this year. Cities I've sold, had my 3-day boot camps in, the dates that I had them, or at least the month, the number of people that were attending, the buying units. Now, what's the difference between attending and buying units? Anybody know?
Well, some people attend but don't buy.
Right, no, attendance are the number of people in a room. Buying units, oftentimes, who here has packages that if it's husband and wife, it's one price? Yes, husband and wife, they go together, or there's a discount for the wife or the husband, that sort of thing. Business partners, there's a discount for. Well, that would be a buying unit versus individual heads. And sometimes there may be a difference depending on what you're selling. So, for instance, you're selling a book, well, that would be number of families in the room, which would be buying units. The husband and wife aren't going to buy 2 books. They're going to buy 1.
Right.
So you want to pay attention to number of people in your room as well as the buying units, because there's a distinction there depending on what you're selling. In addition, total number of sales that I made, the gross sales, and then this broken down sales per head. So I'm doing the math for you. So here it is. Las Vegas was one of the first events I did. It was earlier this year. Las Vegas was in February this year. We had 20 people in the room. Who are surprised by that number? Raise your hand up high. It was only 20 people. I should have had thousands. It's 20 people. I didn't say I was perfect at marketing, did I? I didn't say I was perfect at how to get butts in the seats, but I can tell you that you don't need it. And I realized that early on, and so I focused in on creating magnitude for my audience and for me by having small rooms. And I've had this style and this system for the last 10 years and served me really well. 20 people in the room. Here's where really 17 buying units, I sold 8 out of the 20 people in the room. Who thinks that's pretty good?
That's awesome.
Actually, it's 8 out of 17 because these are buying units. So nearly 50% of the room I sold. That's where all those mantras I was just talking about, the speaker messages, really key in making that happen. There's several other components as well. My gross sales were $266,000. Who here is a little bit surprised at that number? Is that a little bit higher than you'd expect with 20 people in the room?
Yes.
Who here would love to learn how to create that kind of magnitude in your rooms? Come speak to me. Spend some time. I can show you how to make this happen. That equals out to $13,000 a sales head. That is anywhere between 10 and 15 is what I've done consistently now for the last, in running my own events for the last 8 years. This is power. Who here thinks this is good stuff? Who here wants to learn more? Raise your hand up high. Here's the rest of the story. That's not just a fluke. New Jersey, April, 29 people in the room, 20 buying units, 9 people bought out of 20. Same thing, approximately 50%. We did $328,000 in April, $11,000 ahead. In Dallas, which we just did last week, there was 23 people in the room, 16 buying units, we sold 8. See a consistency here? This isn't a fluke. We've got a system dialed in. We know how to produce the results. $384,000 done, $16,000 ahead. How crazy are these numbers? Is this good? I want you to get, this is over $1 million in sales in 3 events. Who here now realizes the magnitude of what they can produce as a speaker in this industry? It's magic. Come on, spend some time with me, and let's figure out how we can make this happen for you and your events. Who here is interested in making that happen? Say yes. Yes. Here's the offer, and I want us to go right to a drop-dead offer for you, and I'm going to skip everything else here. Oh, this is really powerful. How about this? Business owners, 5% of annual revenue, the Association of Fraud Examiners said normal businesses get 5% of their stuff stolen every single year. Who here thinks that's crazy? Imagine 5% of your revenue going right out the door because someone stole it. Would you do something about it?
Yes.
Would you take massive action to stop that theft from the money that's going right out the door every single day? Yes? Who here would do something about it immediately? Yeah. Take massive action to correct it. You see, the challenge is you're letting, how much money are you losing in your events every single year? How much money are you losing because you are not having events every single year? Magnitude, I got to tell you, we will double your income. You learn how to do a 3-day boot camp. You learn how to do a 2-day boot camp appropriately and effectively. You will easily double your income. Who here's in? Raise your hand up high. Begin to fill it out. You have a program in front of you. This is the Maverick. Did we hand out sheets? Oh, we did not. Hand them out. I got so busy talking. I apologize. Hand them out really quickly. This is the Maverick selling system, and here is what's on that sheet. You have everything that you see on my table, which is 8 books, all transcribed, all on USB, transcription, workbook. It effectively brings you through to create a playbook in your life, a playbook of what you want, where you want to go, what you want to do, what's going on. Core stuff. It's about 12 hours of hardcore coaching. This is one of my standard home study kits. I usually sell this product for $997, and it's going to come. I'm going to give you a bonus of 2 tickets. And that's not to share with the people in this room, like, hey, we can split the price and we can both go. You can, only what I really want you to do is bring your loved one, bring your business partner, be the people that you're in this journey with. Bring them to the event, because what we're going to do there is going to be transformational, and you'd hate to leave your business partner or your loved one behind. Who here gets this? So absolutely bring them with you. So it's going to come with 2 tickets to the event. The next event is coming up right here in Vegas in September. So absolutely, we want you to be there. So you're going to get the Maverick Selling System, which is 12 hours of coaching. You're going to get 2 tickets to the event. Yes?
It says August on your sheet, so I don't know what you did.
Nope, there's 2 different events.
Oh, okay.
We have the Maverick Wealth Now, which is a wealth building seminar in August in Vegas. And then in September, we have the Maverick Selling Business Builder Bootcamp. In this package, I tell you what, I will give you tickets for both the Maverick Wealth Now and the Maverick Selling System, or the Bootcamp, both with this system. And could I have one of those sheets too? Do we hand out the sheets?
We're lost.
How come we don't have all the sheets?
We don't have one.
We don't have enough sheets? How'd that happen? All right, come on. Thank you so much. No tip, no tip. Here's the tip. Everybody's great. We're in a good space.
Oh, good.
So now you got it. So on the nice little, all the colored pictures, you'll see exactly what you're getting for the system. It's all on USB, so you can listen to it, you can read it, or you can watch it. All of it is possible in this process. We have all the pieces that are being delivered to you. The real key is that in this, you're also going to get 2 tickets to the Maverick Selling Business Builder Bootcamp. You're also going to get 2 tickets to the Maverick Wealth Now seminar, which is in August. In addition to all that, I want you to get, and I'm going to go right to the magic here, because I want you to see it up on the screen. The Maverick Selling System is the home study, which you see there, for $997. And I'm going to give you an offer that you cannot refuse. Who here wants that? Because I'm also developing a new program. This is the Maverick Bootcamp Abundance. Who here wants an MBA? We talked about a PhD. Now we got an MBA. You're going to get the Maverick Bootcamp Abundance program. and you're going to get it at 75% off. Why am I giving it to you at 75% off? Because I can. Yes, I love you. Yes, it's great. Yes, it's going to help you, and I want to help you all. I also don't need the money. Does that make sense? And so I can give it to you at a discount. And the reason why I discount is because I actually haven't created the price tag for it yet, because it's in creation mode. And it's going to be created over the next couple months. Maverick Bootcamp Abundance is all about what I just laid out for you. Exactly what you need in your events. Now, here's the thing, it's under construction, but all these things that we talked about is exactly what I'm going to be delivering to you in the Maverick Bootcamp. Okay, so what you're going to get, Maverick Selling System, transcription, all that, and the Maverick Bootcamp Abundance, 75% off, and here's the real key. I'm going to give you a consultation, each and every one of you in the room, anyone that signs up now, you're going to get a consultation with me. You can do it live with me over the next few days. I'm here. Take advantage. Let's sit down. I spend tons of time with people. I'm not a clock watcher, so I'm not even putting a time on this. You just consult with me. You're going to get a free consultation while you're here. If we don't get it fit in here, we're going to do it at home or over the phone. And you're also going to get 60 days of email support. So we're going to be able to do a consult and then all your follow-ups. So design of your programs, design of your package, design of what you're doing in your 3-day boot camps, what you want to create out of that. All that's possible with your email access of 60 days email support with me. And normal price tag and all this is $997. Who wants a discount off of that? Who's interested in this? Have I delivered like a good product? Is this a good program for you? Is this something that you'd really like us to consult with me? Raise your hand up high. Don't just BS me. Start filling out the form. Here's the discount for you. I'm not one to price it down, price it down, price it down. I'm going to go right to the bottom line, $297. $297, you're going to get everything I just mentioned. Absolutely, I'll put it in writing for you. $297, 2 tickets to 2 different events. You're going to get my consultation. You're going to get the program. You're going to get the 75% off the new program. All that's possible. And again, why am I able to do this? Because I sold $1 million in 3 events. Come on. I can do this, and I want to make sure that you can too. This is how you live a dramatically great lifestyle. Let's make it happen. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you.